So today we saw that there are a lot of different aspects in performance assessment that structural health monitoring can play an important role. It's important, I think, to start thinking about what we mean by performance assessment. We have to consider maybe a time domain in terms of assessing the present, projecting for the future, predicting the future, forecasting the future. These are all terms that imply different things in terms of the uncertainty that is associated with them. And currently, from not just today's presentations, but also yesterday, there is obviously research on many fronts. But there are trends, and I think what we are supposed to do in work package 2 is to try to identify some of these trends and to try to make a good report, a good dissemination report that can be taken up by the other work packages as well. So in terms of trends, we can see very clearly that the emphasis is shifting more and more in how the data can be interpreted, analyzed and interpreted, and how we can move from information to what we call increased knowledge and eventually decisions. There are still a lot of methodological aspects that are perhaps open, and we need to take stock when we develop the program for writing the report. We will keep tabs on these aspects, and this afternoon we have a session in which we will try to pin down some of these factors. It's clear that structural health monitoring is now an important part of civil engineering, but we should not forget that there are other sectors where it has been in use for longer, and perhaps where the benefits have been accruing already. So there is a very good example in the aircraft industry, where Rolls-Royce has moved from being an aero engine manufacturer to what they call providing power by the hour. And this is all because they keep the monitoring as part of their own job in delivering the engine. So how can we contribute? So this afternoon we want to have a discussion on what are the options for categorizing the technologies in relation to the type of performance, in relation to the method, in relation to the decision being made. We want to move, and we saw some very good examples in the presentations this morning on how we need to link the indicator to the actual performance, and how the indicator itself is then linked to the SHM technology. Ideally, we want our report to be a best practice document, and also ideally what we want is to establish a roadmap. So we want to have a report that if somebody picks it up, they have an idea of how to go about solving their problem. The contributions are welcome from everybody, and I hope as many of you as possible can attend the workshop, the afternoon session of this workshop. Let's see where we are. We have to produce a report in about a year's time, at least a draft, so that it's ready by the midterm report of the cost action. And yesterday, Sebastian gave you a quote from a very stern American industrialist on what it means to work together. So I'm going to offer a different quotation from a Brit with a bit of a sense of humor. So here it is. And this should be a guidance also for what we do in WG2. We've started, we said a lot of different things, we should finish together. This guy was instrumental in establishing 4 different orchestras in 3 different towns in the UK, so he knows a thing or two about bringing people together, and hopefully we can emulate some of this. Okay, thank you very much.